place to be. And you're listening to John, Jay, and Rich. Wake your ass up.
104.7 KISS FM, John, Jay, and Rich. You can text our show. You text JJR and whatever's on your mind to 96893. You can also call us right now at 877-937-1047. Listen to this. Yesterday, I was in shambles Yesterday, I was like a mess. And I told you guys, I took this shot of CBD oil before I went to bed the night before last, right, from Kyle's Friends Company to Genesis again. It was supposed to be an eyedropper, 1 or 2 eyedroppers. I didn't have an eyedropper, so I just kind of chugged out of the bottle, right?
Like a shot you would take at a club when you're really only supposed to have a few drops.
Yes. So yesterday, I was like groggy all day. Even driving into the studio yesterday, I was like, whoa. And then I went and met a buddy of mine to go hiking. And on my hike, I was like wobbly. I was like, man, I just didn't feel right. So I went to my friend Chris, who's the guy I work out with, and I was telling him. So we started going over everything, and guess how much extra I took?
Yeah, I was wondering about that, because that's got to be 5 times.
30.
Oh my gosh.
30 times?
30 times the dose that I was supposed to take.
How did you guys figure that math out?
Because we got the bottle that I had, we subtracted it from another bottle, put it in a shot glass.
That seems like a process.
Huh?
When will you learn?
I know.
You always like dose yourself.
I know.
You're like, well, if the average dose is 2 pills, I'm 2 times bigger than the normal person. I should have 10 pills.
Yes.
The math does not match.
It doesn't match. I mean, the one time I did that where it was dangerous was with cough syrup, and then Rich took me to the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
Well, because he was slurring his words. He couldn't talk out of the left side of his mouth. I thought he was stroking out on me.
Oh, jeez.
So
That's scary.
If I didn't take him to the hospital, I thought maybe it would have gotten really, really, really
It
bad.
was cough syrup with codeine, and then I just took the lid off and just chugged. I thought, this is the normal person has one little thing.
See, you're a normal person.
I weigh a lot more than normal person. Anyway, 30 times CBD. But I did learn a lesson, because, I mean, if I didn't have to get up to come in, I bet you would have had a great night's sleep. If I would have stayed in bed.
So that's the plan moving forward if you need a good night's sleep.
When I need a good night's sleep,
shot glass.
Shot glass of CBD from 2 Genesis again. She should start selling CBD shot glasses.
Oh, no.
You wake yourself up at 4 in the afternoon feeling all refreshed.
Yeah. Anyway. So, Peyton, what is your issue with your face?
I'm breaking out like no other right now, and I don't know what's going on. I had a huge rash on the side of my face like all week last week. So I've been trying to get rid of it. And so I'm like so oily and greasy because when I break out, I just feel like I just need to throw vitamin E all over my face. But I ended up on beef tallow TikTok, and I need to know if people are actually using beef tallow on their face. Because if they are, and it works.
Was just talking about this yesterday with Jenna. I was like, I'm on beef tallow TikTok too, and I'm like, my sisters and I, we want to start our own beef tallow business.
Oh,
it's everywhere on TikTok. Why all this? Because aren't they trying
all the rage?
It is
what
trying
is
to
it?
get back in French fries too, right?
It's like
in restaurants.
beef fat.
Yeah,
it's like fat from beef.
Yeah, and I think you can cook with it, but people are literally taking it and like sludging it on their face.
It's like the newest beauty trend.
Okay, so you see it on TikTok, Peyton. What is it? What does the TikTok video do? They're like washing their face with beef fat?
Yeah, they like wash their face and then they show this jar of like beef tallow and they take their fingers and they scoop it out and they lather it all over their face and then they go to bed.
Like a moisturizer.
Oh, you sleep with it on?
Yeah, you just
like
go
a
to bed.
moisturizer.
Oh, I don't know what moisturizer is. I mean, I put cream on my elbows, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's moisturizer for your ashy elbows.
So people put moisturizer on your face and go to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what. So last night I literally had a face mask over my mask. I had one over my face. I had those feet little mask things too. I had like a total self-care day at home, but it's just because I'm freaking out about breaking out because I'm one of those people who've been very blessed where I haven't really struggled with that in my life. And now all of a sudden I want pimples everywhere.
But
Makes me so mad.
I don't know what you're talking about. Your skin looks perfect.
Thank you. You don't see this pimple right here on my face? Because I do.
Barely.
One pimple's a
Maybe it's
breakout?
starting to go away.
Well, you said
It is going away, yeah.
you said you feel greasy, whatever, right? But then you also said earlier, yesterday, I think it was, that you had your first seafood boil.
Yeah.
Could that be related? The seafood
Possibly.
boil? What is in a seafood boil?
A seafood boil is like there was crab and potatoes and corn and an insane amount of butter and seasonings and things that are probably not good for you.
When did you have that?
I had that last week. Honestly, I did eat pretty poorly last week, so that you may have just solved my problem.
That's what I did.
Good job, John.
I had a salad last week, though.
Well, that's good. I had a salad last week. It's good.
And what about, you said something also about your lip filler. Is that part of the beef tallow thing?
No, it's not a part of the beef tallow thing, but I think I'm going to have to get my lip filler dissolved, and it makes me really sad.
Why?
Does that mean you're not going to let it just go away at its normal pace? You're going to get it surgically removed?
Well, you don't have to get it surgically removed. You go into the person that does your lip filler, and they inject some type of solution that breaks down the filler in your lips.
Why would you do that?
Because my lip filler is starting to migrate, and I can tell.
Migrate where?
It's just going up a little bit higher, up into my lips. So it's the filler isn't staying exactly where it's supposed to, but that's just what happens. I mean, I've been getting lip filler for 2.5 years now.
Do you find yourself staring at the mirror too often? Are you just noticing things that nobody else would ever notice?
Maybe.
That's what, but I feel like you notice more about your own face than you do other people.
Yeah.
I just don't even look. Don't
I know
even
when
bother.
I look, I'm like, oh no, that. Oh no, that.
Yep.
You guys you gotta walk past something that's just sort of reflective really fast, and then it's not a problem. And make sure it's kind of dark.
Okay,
Right.
so if you do some sort of, transitive theory where if A equals B and B equals C, then A must equal C. If you have lip filler and a seafood boil and you have a new set of pimples in your face, couldn't they all somewhat be related? If lip filler equals this and seafood boil equals that, couldn't lip filler equal pimple? If
I
it's
guess.
migrating, you're saying it's migrating all over your face?
I don't know.
I mean, you've got stuff in your face.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I do have stuff
You've
in my
got stuff
face.
in your face. You have pimples coming out. And
Are
you're
you
like,
saying my lip filler caused my
maybe.
pimple?
Couldn't it be all
I'm
kinds of
feeling
stuff?
When's the last time you washed your pillowcase? It could just be
Boom.
that.
A week and a half ago, actually.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'll
I
take
actually think it might be my makeup brushes, if I'm being for real.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
Keep your makeup brushes clean,
that.
ladies.
Isn't there some theory too? If you break out on your chin, it's food. If you break out on your cheek, it's stress or something like that.
Oh, I've never heard that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, we need somebody who knows that stuff
Yeah.
to
I'm not.
I might be totally wrong, but I've heard that before. The deep ones are stress, and then the chin ones are usually food.
Well, from where I'm sitting, I can't see anything.
I can't either.
Your face looks nice and smooth.
Thank you. Looks like I'm doing a good job of trying to bring it back. Thanks.
Kyle, what's coming up with 3 things you need to know?
White Castle has officially opened reservations for its yearly Valentine's Day fine dining experience.
Ooh, what's that like?
For the last 34 years, White Castles across the country, they open up their restaurants. They do tableside service. They decorate the tables. There's hostess seating. It's a whole thing. And their reservations are now open. They even offer specific specials as well as budget-friendly options for your White Castle Valentine's Day romantical evening.
How romantic.
Well, it actually usually ends up booking up. A lot of people absolutely are obsessed
It's
with
fun.
it.
I'm sure,
Sounds fun.
yeah.
But what? There's White Castle weddings. Why not have Valentine's Day there?
Exactly. So, you guys, when should be the last day to wish someone a Happy New Year? Some people say it's January 15th, middle of the month. It's not new anymore after that. However, experts say the generally accepted cutoff date is today, January 7th. After today, they say nobody cares about your Happy New Year salutations. They've already broken their New Year's traditions. They've already been busy Googling, how do I cancel my gym membership? I'm not going to use it. And so on and so forth.
Should it be the same for how was your holiday? Should be done by now too, right? Because that was a long time ago.
I think it depends if you're an introvert or an extrovert. I feel very much as like an antisocial introvert. I'm still saying to people, how's your summer? How's your summer? Good summer? So I'm going to be using how was your holiday for a while, and I'm still going to use Happy New Year for a while.
You could technically use how was your holiday after every holiday. Valentine's Day is around the corner. After how was your holiday?
President's Day,
when do
February.
Christmas lights come down?
I've heard it's if you go by the 12 days of Christmas, I think it's January 6th.
Oh, because ours are still up. It's terrible.
Well,
We
you're
pulled
not,
on
you're not going by the 12 days of
We
Christmas.
were we were out of town on vacation, and we pulled down the street, and it's dark, and our house is the only one lit up. And I was like, oh, God, we need to take these down.
There's one house in our neighborhood that still has the lights up, and it's kind of cheerful. I'm like, well, that's kind of
Yours are down? Is everything down to your house?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, I still have Christmas wreaths on my door. So Christmas isn't fully down. But that's 3 things you need to know.
Peyton, what's the vibe for predictions today?
Well, I'm going to tell you the best New Year's resolution for each zodiac sign. Based on your sign.
Oh, interesting. You know what I thought you were going to do? Because you know what
What?
today is?
What?
today is National Let Your Fart Out Day.
I saw that,
Oh my gosh.
and I wasn't going to play into your little game.
Because I thought you were going to be like, okay, well, tell you, what kind of fart is your sign?
I thought about it.
All right, call us at 877-937-1047. I have a new resolution that I thought about yesterday, and I'll tell you in a second. First, since we got Brian online. Brian, what's your sign?
Virgo.
Virgo. Okay, good. So I wonder if I'm a Virgo too, so I wonder if this will be the same thing for us.
Okay, well, Virgos, we all know you guys have spreadsheets for your spreadsheets, and we respect it. But this year, your New Year's resolution needs to be to loosen up a little bit and try coloring outside of the line sometimes.
They're so confused. They don't know what to say.
They're like
why
that
would we do
doesn't work in my Virgo brain.
Brian?
Yeah. That's not processing here.
I feel like I color outside the lines all the time.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian. Have a great day. My New Year's resolution for me, I thought of this yesterday, is I want to try to get 10,000 steps a day. A
You've
minimum.
done this one before, haven't you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I remember
'cause-
you used to first when you got your Fitbit.
Oh, not my Fitbit, when I had my
fuel,
Nike
Nike
Fuel.
Fuel.
Yeah.
But that wasn't
you were
steps.
obsessed with getting the steps.
I-
I remember
but it wasn't
because
steps.
at night you would walk around your
Right.
house for an hour just to
But okay, I guess that's similar, but because the Nike Fuel Band, which I thought was incredible, it was points, and I don't know how you got a point. So I would try to get to 5,000 every day. So now I've been watching my steps a lot lately. Like yesterday, I got 14,800
That's
steps.
great.
So now I'm like, I wonder if I could do 10,000 steps a day. And then I started to stress out thinking, because the other day I looked at my steps and I was at 2,000, and I think that's just walking around the studio.
Yeah, that's what they get inside your head. Let's say you worked at a mall and you get 10,000 steps anyway. You have to do 10,000 steps above what you
I
normally
know
get.
that's not the way I'm doing
And
it.
that's messed up because that'll mess with
No,
your
I
head.
think you should get 10,000 steps no matter how you get them.
Yeah, if you walk around the mall, then that's fine.
I mean, it's your resolution. You can make it whatever you want it to be.
Ruby, hi, good morning. What's your sign?
Good morning. I'm a Taurus.
All right, so for Taurus, your New Year's resolution, Ruby, you guys are stubborn, and we know that you're comfort loving, either or. And your couch and your snacks, they're not going to abandon you if you try something new. So for my Taurus, make a resolution to just mix it up. Go to that new ramen spot you've been eyeing, take a salsa class, or maybe even say yes to karaoke, but have some fun this new year.
Oh, yay. I'm down.
What are you doing right now, Ruby?
Thank you.
What are you doing? What are you doing right now?
I'm walking on the treadmill. Can you hear my heavy breathing?
Yeah. All right, good. Get those steps in.
Yeah.
Get
I'm
those steps.
getting those steps in for you, John Jay.
Thank you. All right, have a great day, Ruby.
2,000.
Thank you. Good luck.
You too, bye.
Hi, Steve. What's your sign?
Good morning. First of all, Happy New Year's, you guys. And I'm a Cancer.
Happy New Year. Okay, Cancer. You guys are basically everyone's emotional support human, but this year, give yourself a break from the endless hand-holding. Your resolution is to learn how to say no and maybe even ghost a toxic group chat or two. Cut off some friends, Steve.
That kind of makes sense, actually, because we're the kind of the happy-go-lucky, make friends with everyone type of, never say no type of people. So that feels good.
Yeah, focus on you this new year.
All right, Steve. Have a great day.
You guys have a good one.
How about Libras?
Yeah, Libra, Kyle, you are the zodiac Switzerland, always keeping the peace, but sometimes peace means putting your own happiness first. So your resolution this year needs to say no to plans that bore you and yes to unapologetically binge watching TV.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
No to boring plans. Yes to TV.
Got it.
Did you get any further in Squid Games?
I finished.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I finished the season.
I put it on yesterday because I was in episode 3, and I watched 5 seconds of it, and I turned it off. I mean, I'm going to get through it, but it's
I'm
not.
still hooked. You guys told me how disappointed you were
Yeah.
in the ending of the season.
Didn't like it at all.
For me, it just made me more excited for season 3 that's coming out this
Okay,
summer.
well, then
I'm
they
to the
got you.
part. I'm to the part in Squid Games where the guy 001 number 1 just voted, and you're like, "Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
that's the guy behind." But you know what I think they're doing with Squid Games? What they've done? So I'm the only one that hasn't finished it out of everyone in the studio. In my opinion, you remember the old guy was the guy behind it all, season 1. But that guy in real life got convicted, is in prison.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're staying away from that guy. That's why in the recap, they only show the back of his head. And also, I think that's why the storyline's a little bit different. Because wasn't he like a gazillionaire and he was funding the whole thing?
Yeah.
And now it's a
He's
whole different...
nowhere to be-
He's nowhere to
yeah.
be seen.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're staying away from him because of that guy. That actor was
Makes
a bad
sense.
person.
I mean, you're in a good spot in the show, though. Once you have that, that's him moment, then it starts to get really good.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay, good. If we didn't get to your sign, they're all posted on our website, johnjanerich.com. So this is big news. Got to get to right away. They've announced the greatest boy bands of all time. And there's a number 1, and I don't think you argue with it, but I'll go over some of the list. O-Town is number 18. Hanson is 15. Big Time Rush is 14. New Edition is 13. The Wanted is 12. 98 Degrees is 11. BTS is 10. Take That, that's the group with Robbie Williams in it. They're number 9. Jonas Brothers is 8. Westlife is 7. They're the Irish band. The Jackson 5 is 6.
Oh, I thought they might put them at number 1 of all time.
Boyz II Men is 5. Number 4 is One Direction. Number 3, best boy band of all time. New Kids on the Block.
I'd put Jonas above New Kids, but that's just me.
No way. So now, the top 2, obviously you can tell what are the top 2.
NSYNC and the Beatles.
No.
What?
Backstreet.
Backstreet or
NSYNC
no?
and Backstreet Boys.
Why not the Beatles?
Isn't the Beatles
actually?
a boy band?
Beatles aren't in the top 20. They might be, but they're not in the top 20.
Of all time, you would
Okay,
think.
that's all
actually
time. When you
crazy.
say of all time, I think, okay, old-timey rock bands are in there too.
Maybe,
That
but
was
the
a
Beatles
good.
not be in
That was
there?
a
they
good
didn't
choice.
get voted in there. They're not in there. They're not in the top 20.
That's crazy.
So number 2,
That's insane.
it's NSYNC. Greatest boy band of all time, number 1. You know, this song will be in my head all day now.
That song makes them the best boy band of all time.
According to a survey, nearly half of all Americans carry backup underwear with them in case they have an accident or because they plan to change clothes. Anybody here carry extra underwear?
They're in my backpack right now.
I do not.
Along with flossers and Colgate wisps. I got it all.
A town in England is struggling with this mystery. Someone is leaving plates of peeled bananas at a street corner. They've been appearing there every month for over a year, and no one can figure it out.
That sounds like a John J. move.
A guy in St. Louis, this is a Rich move, since Rich is from St. Louis. He helped free a stranger's car. It got stuck in the snow on Sunday. Oh, right. That's so nice.
That's a good guy thing to do.
Then he pulled out a gun and demanded their keys and stole their car.
Oh, that sounds like St.
rude.
Louis, all right.
Here are 4 signs your body needs more vitamins and minerals. If you have brittle fingernails, it could mean you're low on iron. If your eyelids twitching, it could mean you need magnesium. A clicking in your knee means you need calcium. And if you bruise easily, it means you might need some vitamin C. An Airbnb charged a guest $120 for not emptying the dishwasher. And people are fighting that. I think they should. I was telling you guys, I was telling Kyle off air yesterday about, you know how you click on one Instagram video and all of a sudden you get sent millions of them, they pop up?
Yeah.
So there's this trend going on right now, and I didn't know until I saw the story that it is a trend of these catch a child predator people. They show up on Instagram, they flirt with somebody, and then they go to meet a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old boy, and then these people beat the hell out of them and then get them arrested. Did you see the video? I sent you a ton of them last night.
I didn't look yet.
Okay. Well, I guess 5 college students are facing charges. They lured a man onto campus in a stage to catch a predator scheme for social media, which apparently is a trend. They called him a pedophile. Then the police showed up, and it turned out the guy was responding to a Tinder ad by a student who was 18, said she was 18, so he didn't do anything wrong. So now these guys are screwed up for all the people that are going out and attacking and catching those pedophiles. Now, this is a crazy story, and I have to be careful how I say it. But a 43-year-old inmate in Georgia was caught trying to smuggle multiple items in his backside.
Okay.
These items include a vape canister, syringes, vape cartridges, batteries, and a cigarette lighter. All of those were somehow in his booty.
Wow.
Sounds dangerous.
Unbelievable.
That's kind of impressive, really.
Yeah, who needs that Louis Vuitton purse? Carry it there.
He is the tote.
What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
So, if you were planning on traveling over the summer or any time before next year, and you're going to fly somewhere like Europe or something like that, now is the time, according to travel experts. Right now, are the cheapest airline tickets for the summer. Because when it gets closer, of course, things get more expensive. They say that for whatever reason, now is the most expensive. But when you do it, remember this, booking in the middle of the night makes your flight's even cheaper. And if you're going from site to site in booking airline tickets, make sure you clear your history because they put those cookies on there and it gets more expensive. So clear your history, book in the middle of the night, book now, and you will save so much money on your summer vacation right this moment, right in this time. That hot tip for you and that life hack can be found at johnjanerich.com.
I want to get to this story about Peyton and her old best friend. That's the person, old best friend, right? What's that story?
So I had a bestie about 3 years ago, and that bestie had another falling off with one of my OG besties, right? And so this girl who I was really, really close with, after their falling out, I wasn't going to cut off my other friend. And so she basically texted me and said, I need time away from our friendship. I feel like I need a break. I'll let you know, what's up. And I said, okay, I understand. Let me know when you're ready. And that was about 3 years ago, and I never heard from her again. And it was really hard for me because that was my girl, ride or die for real. And I had just came back home. I had just started working here at the radio station. My life was out of control at that time. And so I didn't really feel like I could put the energy towards begging someone to want to be my friend. And so I kind of just let it fizzle out and die out. And I think about her often. I really do. And she'll pop up on my memories, or I'm still friends with her grandma on Facebook. So, I'm crazy a little bit. So I'd be stalking. I'd be looking at the little profiles just to see what's up. But we've never talked. But a couple days after Christmas, I got a text message from her. And it was actually insane because I was at dinner with my boyfriend, Kadeem, and I was telling him, I was like, hey, I really miss her and it makes me really sad. I felt like I had to grieve that friendship. That was a really hard loss for me. I was 22, just graduated college, whatever. And she literally an hour and a half later texted my phone. And I was like, okay, this is some type of sign. I don't know what this text message says, but I'm nervous, right? And I actually cried. It was so weird.
What'd the message say?
Well, she texted me and
But
she
you
said...
cried before you read the message?
Before I read the message. Aww. Because I was like, this is it was a sign. I felt like some other... I don't know what it was. But it was a sign. And I was like, this is really weird. So I opened it. It took me 30 minutes to open the text message. I'm contemplating if I'm going to open it. And I read it, and she was like, hey, Pay, it feels like it's been a lifetime since we last talked. I was having wine with my mom, and you popped up on one of my pictures and my memories, and I ended up talking to my mom for an hour about all of the fun, crazy stories that we had, and it made me feel like I wanted to text you. And she just said, thank you for being such a light in my life in what felt like another lifetime. Because when we fell off, she was going through some serious stuff, lost her boyfriend in a serious accident. It was really sad. It was awful. Mm-hmm. So many emotions, right?
I remember this friend.
Yeah.
You told the story when you first started working.
Yeah, and it was and it was tough because I would literally leave the radio station and I would go be with her. It was insane. It was insane, and it was really hard. And I just, when I read that text message, I didn't know what to do. And I just looked at Kadeem and I just started crying because it was just such a missing piece to a story that never really wrapped up. And so we kind of went back and forth, and I was just I hope that you're enjoying your new home. She moved across the country and went away and did her stuff. She just graduated and is being a photographer and stuff or whatever. And I've kind of kept up on that. And so I'm okay, I wish you the best, blah, blah, blah. And we kind of just wrapped it up from there. And there was really no
we should get together or let's keep chatting or anything?
Not really. I mean, we were if you're ever in town, maybe we'll go grab a drink. But it was just such a weird moment. One, because of the sign of I literally was just talking about you an hour and a half ago.
Maybe you by mistake liked their
Oh my
post.
gosh.
That's why
That sounds like
alerted
something that I would do.
Hey, well, Peyton just liked his picture, Grandma.
So is she still angry at the other friend, the other bestie?
I don't know.
Do you still talk to the other bestie?
Yeah, you guys all know her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? Sometimes when we do this radio show, we hear each other's stories, and I'm grateful that people are listening to our show. And I try to put myself in their shoes listening, right? And listening to your story. I'm wondering is if you're in your car driving or you're jogging or you're in your cubicle, you're listening to the show, if you do what I just did, which is I put myself in your situation, right? So you're telling the story and I'm listening to your story and I'm reacting the way I would react. like, if a friend said, I need to take a break from you. That's what she said to you, right?
Literally.
She said what?
I need a break from our friendship.
Like, to me, my response would be, yes. That's fantastic. And then your response, when you get the text from her and you see it and you're so excited you start crying, my response is like, ugh. Why is this person texting me after 3 years? I swear to God, that's my. I'm like, oh my, like this person's out of your life. Thank God. Like,
I mean, but you are a very special character over there. I was 22, and I didn't cry because it was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy she texted me. I cried because it was just like a weird emotional thing that I had.
Does it
I
feel
get
like
that.
closure?
It does. It feels good. I feel really at peace with
But she
where
just
that's
sort
at.
of ended it with you being at no fault, other than the fact that you're friends with somebody and she had a falling out
she
with.
apologized. I mean, she apologized for that.
She should, 'cause
acknowledged
that's not
that,
cool.
and and it was it made me think. I was like, okay, the holidays can really bring out the best and the worst in people, and I'm just gonna look at this as I'm a totally different person than I was when I started on this show when I was 22. I am a totally different person. So how can I not think the same for her? I'm sure she has grown and found herself and figured her stuff out. So who would I be to shut that down? So I feel we talked about it. We were I feel really good about this. I'm glad you texted. It's good to
so much drama being a friend.
No, but it's I can really see both sides. For her, I don't remember what the falling out was, but I remember it was a really big deal.
Yeah.
And it's for her, it's you have to cut that off. If it's someone who did you wrong in some way, you have to cut that off. And if you're still in contact with that person, you're not really cutting it off. But that would hurt to get rid of this friend who's been such a good friend for a while. And then for you, it was such this but that person didn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
It's
You'd be like, you need to take a break from our friendship. Well, you're at loss. Isn't that what you're thinking,
Right.
Peyton? You don't get all this awesomeness.
I mean, I mean, I kind of just let it be what it was, I think I was at that time where I was like, okay, you don't want to be my friend, then fine.
I get distracted sometimes in here. Kyle talks a lot with her hands. She has this beautiful manicure and she's missing fingernail polish on her finger, and her thumb and her finger, and she's talking with her hands. And it's the rest of them are all white, so you see this weird 8-finger glow. And then there's it's something's missing in her hand gestures.
Yeah, but
Actually,
those
I'm
are-
so surprised because I literally in my head was how long is it going to take for John Jay to make a comment?
When
on
you're talking with your hands, they look like
It took
8
a
little
whole
drones
day.
in the sky.
I thought this would happen yesterday. So
Oh, it happened yesterday?
it was just like this yesterday. and
Oh, it was?
thought
Oh,
you
I
were
didn't see
gonna
yesterday.
say yesterday.
You must not have. I was under the weather yesterday.
That's true.
I was heavily medicated.
Under the weather, yeah.
I was heavily medicated yesterday. And you know what I thought about this morning coming in? Because I took too much CBD oil, right? And I was just drowsy. I thought, Grant's like that every day. How does it come in here every day like that? A wobbly reality. It's funny when you talk about friendship. Every year I do make a resolution where I want to try to be a better friend, and I just can't. It's too tough.
You can. If you
can't.
put your mind to it and you believe, you can.
I'm supposed to, I have this one friend, I've talked about him for years, Greg. And yesterday, my wife says to me last night, she goes, hey, what's your day look like tomorrow? And I go, I think just normal. Everything should be normal. And I look, because then I always get in trouble because I don't look at my calendar. People put stuff on my calendar without talking. And I look, and I have this lunch with Greg today. And I'm like, and I'm hoping he forgets.
He's not going to forget.
No, because the last time we had lunch plans, which was a month ago, he texted me the night before and said, are we on for tomorrow? And I said, no. and I moved it for today, and I'm hoping he doesn't remember because I don't feel like going. And his birthday's in a couple weeks, so we usually. And the last time I saw him was at Family Fest, right in October, or November, and the time before that was the last Family Fest.
Well,
So
you're
I
lucky
need
that
a
he
break.
pursues the friendship because
You
he's a
need
good friend.
break. That was a long time ago.
break.
You need to go to lunch with him.
I need to be like Peyton's friend. I need to remove myself from this. What'd she say? I need a 3-year break.
a break from our
3-year
friendship.
break.
I need a 3-year break from this friendship.
Stop
You're
it.
too much. This is too much. Rot Girl Winter.
What is that?
Have you guys heard of Rot Girl Winter? Any of you girls?
Was it rot or rock?
Rot.
Oh,
R-O-T.
isn't that where you just lay in the bed and you rot away?
Yep.
Yeah.
Canceling all weekend plans, binge watching the entire show before Monday comes around, not changing out of your PJs for days, taking multiple naps throughout the day, ordering delivery instead of getting up to cook and clean.
I am Rock Girl Summer. That is me.
A lot like my Christmas break.
I talked to one of our neighbors that was they were watching our dog while we were gone, and she said that she had not changed out of pajamas or gone anywhere in like 4 days.
Sounds like a hoot.
She's like, literally,
Sounds
she's
amazing.
like, I am a hermit crab. That is my job.
I feel like my sister invented that. So it is 2025. And I have some special trivia for you today because
It's Tuesday and John just got a game for you.
okay, to the best of my ability, the following things in this game are turning 25 in the year 2025. Kyle, it takes pictures. It makes telephone calls. It was the word we used for these devices before smartphones or iPhones.
Oh, before iPhone?
Before iPhones.
Oh, because I was really going on iPhone right there.
I know. It's evolved.
Okay, cell phone.
Yes, camera phone. We're looking for
Okay.
camera
Okay.
phone was the thing. Yes. You think about that back in the day. Everyone's like, you got your camera phone? You get camera phone. Peyton, Sony is up to the 5th version of this gaming console, but the second version of it is turning 25.
The PSP, the PlayStation, Sony.
Which one?
The PlayStation 5 is the first one you were talking about.
Okay,
And then the
the
PlayStation
second
Portable.
version of this is...
The PlayStation 2?
Yes! Okay.
She really worked that out.
I had to lead you on that one there.
But that would confuse me.
Rich, the live-action adaptation of Dr. Seuss's classic book starring Jim Carrey, became a holiday favorite upon its release in 2000.
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Looking for How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yes.
Kyle, Ridley Scott's epic historical drama featuring Russell Crowe captivated audience and won multiple Academy Awards. The sequel is in theaters now.
Gladiator.
Yes. Peyton, this cheerleading comedy starring Kristen Dunst, Elijah Dushku, and Gabrielle Union became a cult classic and spawned several sequels.
Bring it on.
Yes.
I think All or Nothing, right?
I can't believe that's 25 years old.
I know.
I love Bring It On.
Kyle, Britney Spears' second studio album featured hits that dominated the charts and solidified her pop icon status. Name the album.
It's Hit Me Baby One More Time. Or One More Time.
No.
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
No. Another album.
I don't know.
Second
Oops, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Rich, this catchy track became one of NSYNC's most iconic songs.
Bye, bye, bye.
Yes. Peyton, the reality TV phenomenon premiered, introducing the concept of housemates being constantly filmed and competing for a grand prize. It's also the name of George Orwell's book, 1984.
It's the same name as that?
Same vibe.
I thought Desperate Housewives.
No, Rich.
Big Brother.
Big brother.
Yeah, same vibe.
Kyle, this educational animated series debuted engaging children with interactive adventures and bilingual elements featuring an adorable girl and her pet monkey, Boots.
Dora the Explorer?
Yes! Peyton, Abercrombie and Fitch launched Hollister in 2000, targeting a teenage demographic with its Southern California-inspired apparel.
Yeah. Abercrombie and Fitch?
Hollister?
Hollister?
Yeah, I put the
You
answer
said
in
that
there.
was
I did
I
on
was
purpose.
like,
These are
what?
Peyton questions. She didn't get PlayStation 2 when I said
Okay.
PlayStation 2.
To be fair, she said
other
yeah at the beginning. She agreed with you.
I was like,
So
yeah,
that
you're
is the
right.
right answer.
Rich, this life simulation game allowed players to create and control virtual people, leading to highly successful franchise.
Sims.
Yes. Kyle, the skinny transportation device became a popular mode of transportation and a fad among children and teenagers, known for lightweight design and portability.
Skateboard.
Close. I think you got one of these.
Razor scooter.
Razor scooter's the answer. And that's my game. Those are all 2025.
It's Tuesday and John just got a game for you.
Let's get into resolutions. I was just talking to my wife. I called my wife. She texted me this morning when she woke up. And I go, so what are you doing now? She goes, I'm working on my vision board. I was like, whoa. And I said, I think Kyle, and I may be wrong, but I feel like you were working on a vision board, but there's something else. I know something, unless I read it wrong, I pitched my wife something that I think you said. And if it's true, it's awesome. If I understood it correctly. Because sometimes you say things on your email to me and
They don't make sense?
right. And if this didn't make sense, If what you said to me and I'm reading it wrong didn't make sense, it sounds awesome.
Okay. I think it might have been a typo.
Okay, what is it?
I don't know. It usually is a typo.
Tell me
though.
what your vision board is. What are you doing working on a vision board?
So, I'm working on a vision board. It's actually in my planner. And to do a vision board, I think you need like magazines so you can cut out like motivational phrases, places you want to go,
Right.
things you want to accomplish, so on and so forth.
Pictures and stuff.
Yeah, so I actually went to the store and started looking at the magazines, and I was floored that magazines are like $20 a piece now.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need multiple magazines. I don't want to
Yes.
spend $100 on this vision board.
That is literally
No way.
That is literally the only reason I haven't done my vision board yet, because I don't have access to magazines and I refuse to go and spend $20 on a magazine.
Okay, so I have something great for you.
Okay.
So I went to my sister's house and I was like, I just went to the store. Magazines are $20 a piece. She's like, yeah. I'm like, do you have any extra magazines you want to get rid of? She's like, no. I'm like, dang it. I'm trying to do my vision board. She's like, oh, you're doing a vision board. I have something for you. And I was like, okay.
Follow me down this hallway.
So apparently her and her friends, every year they get together. It's like an excuse for them to get together after the holidays, and they do vision boards together. And they all bring supplies for this vision board party. And at the last one, my sister said she discovered they actually have vision board magazines. So if you go on Amazon, I have mine purchased. It's coming tomorrow, which is why my vision board has not been done yet and hasn't been started yet. But it's literally a magazine full of all the things that you would cut out of the other magazine just without all the articles.
Yeah.
Smart.
So it's
No
literally
way.
like phrases like Carpe Diem or Eat Right or, like tropical destinations or travel more. It's literally an entire magazine full of that stuff.
Look at that.
How much is that?
Specifically for vision boards. I got mine for $17, which still was pricey, but for the price of like one magazine, I'll probably be able to do multiple vision boards because my daughter's going to do it with me. And instead of buying 60 other magazines to try to get 2 phrases out of each magazine.
I love it.
Would you put Carpe Diem on there?
Probably not.
Me
But
neither.
I don't know. It's just the first thing I could think of. It would
I'd
be
be
an
like,
example. Some people would pick that. I don't know.
I mean,
Wow.
Or like get more
But you know what?
organized, like that kind of stuff.
so what I read from you was essentially that, except my brain went to, you buy this like tin box and you open it up, it's all cut out already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's...
But
Plus
the
the
thing
next
is,
Vision boards
level.
are really personal, so like you're gonna still pick out the words and phrases and pictures that sort of stand out to you and signify the things you want to accomplish in the year. Except for if you look at a magazine, you really get like 3 or 4 things out of one magazine.
well, I said to my wife, she goes, I'm working on my vision board. I go, oh, you know what? Kyle said she was working on vision board too, but magazines are so expensive. And she goes, oh, I know. She goes, but I'm using all the magazines that we have. Like there was a time where she had prescriptions to all these magazines.
Yeah, my mom too. I always remember the
Southern
People
Comfort
magazine
and-
always
Southern
came to
Comfort.
the house.
That
all
liquor
these
has its own magazine?
all these different
Well, I wish
magazines
to
stuff.
subscribe to that.
So she's cutting stuff out from old magazines we have, which I think
That's
that works.
genius.
And it's also that way you're not having, the same 30 people using Carpe Diem on their vision board. And what if that dilutes your vision? Because more people are using it.
Can you not find something on the internet and just print it out, or is that
Yeah, but that's
forbidden?
no fun. You want to go and
No.
cut it out of a magazine.
I'm going to make my vision board
There's
tonight.
something about
Does
the
Pornhub have a
nostalgia. Oh my gosh. Have you guys heard of trash booking though?
No.
It's like a trend on TikTok. And basically it's like the new version of scrapbooking, because scrapbooking, like it's kind of like formal and really nicely put together, where trash booking would be like, if I go to a restaurant and I liked the restaurant and I got a takeout bag, I would cut out the logo of the takeout bag and put it in the trash book. And basically,
That's
like you
cute.
create
So you're like
these memories.
a
So it's
hoarder.
like, yeah, I guess so. Kind of like a hoarder, and you put it in a book. But it's like when you go and you get your movie tickets, you put your movie
Yeah.
tickets in there, and then maybe you take the straw wrapper and you tape it in there too. I thought it was like kind of a
So
cool
you
concept.
have the ticket, because normally we just keep the ticket.
Yeah,
Now
or
you're
throw it
like,
away.
and here's something. Well, I mean, if you, like, I have my first concert ticket, I have all those things.
Yeah.
You're saying I would have my first concert ticket and then a piece of paper or some trash
or
from
like
that event.
exactly, or like confetti from the ground that fell. Like you would just throw it in your trash book. I was like, I kind of like that idea.
Hi, Samantha.
Yeah.
Hi.
Are you scrapbooking or are you vision boarding?
Well, I love vision boarding, and I just wanted to make a little suggestion. I know you guys are talking about magazines, but I have great success when I actually go to Pinterest, type in something that I really want to do, and envision myself either driving that car, going on that vacation, and printing off that specific picture. Your manifestation will come true so much
That's
faster.
not what they said. I suggest that this has got to be a magazine.
Wait. So you're saying if you print it up and you get exactly what you want and you print it off, it comes faster? Is there proof behind that?
Well, there is a lot of science behind it. I have done these for a super long time. And honestly, I've done them both ways, where you go and you have fun and you clip the magazines, or you go and think about, okay, this year I want to drive this car. So you print off that car and that color and that year, and you put that on your vision board, and it comes true a lot faster than just saying, I want to drive a new car.
That makes it. So what worked for you?
So I just actually saw one that I made in 2009, I think. I don't know. And it was popping up on my memories, and every single thing I put on there came true.
That's amazing.
There was a Mercedes. I wanted to drive a Mercedes. I got my Mercedes. We lived in Ohio at the time, and I put these pictures of the desert and the Grand Canyon, not even knowing we were going to move here. We live here in Arizona now. All these things, I'm oh my gosh. And then you guys were talking about this on the radio this morning. So I was okay, I have to say something.
See, you can print it out.
I thought you meant just one thing.
No, I meant just go somewhere.
Print out
if
the
it's
specific
something
things.
really important to you, then you should totally print it out. If it's something that pops out at you at the magazine, absolutely. But if you're man, this year I really, really want to drive that car, or I really want to go to Hawaii this year, find a picture of you or some people on the beach in Hawaii and be that's where I'm going.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
We should do, whenever we do our vision boards, we should show each other our vision boards and then see if we can, if there's a mistake. Oh, God, it looks like you're getting a green Volvo. Who wants a green Volvo? Oh, my God, I didn't mean to put it. I said I wanted a new car. Doesn't work that way. You put green Volvo, you're getting a green Volvo.
Yeah, do you track it at the end of the year, Kyle, the vision board? Do you?
I didn't, but because I wanted motivation for my vision board this year, I actually went back and I looked at my vision board for 2023.
Yeah.
And there's something that I want to peel off of there and put on my vision board for this year. And it's hilarious.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was funny.
Hilarious joke.
That was funny.
Who doesn't still want hilarious jokes?
Hey, Samantha, thank you so much for calling to give us that tip, because I'm gonna use that tip. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm dropping off my 11-year-old at school, and he's freaking out that I'm on the radio. So
Tell him have a great day.
Thanks, Samantha.
Thank you so much. All right, bye-bye.
Just got a text right now from a 520 number. Did John Jay say prescriptions to magazine, or did I mishear and he correctly said subscriptions? No, I said prescriptions.
Yeah.
I said prescriptions.